And I'm going to record it so that the people that did miss it, that they can listen to. So hi, everybody. Welcome. And thank you for getting on our Monday night Zoom. Just really super excited tonight because we have a special guest, Mr. Aaron Hairston. All of you know him. He's on Team Isagenix. But I want to tell you a little bit more about him. I know he's married to a beautiful wife and has two beautiful children. Boys, two are 7 and 2, right, Aaron?
That's right.
He's been in Isagenix for over 5 years. He's a Team Isagenix ambassador. He was 2016 Muscle Mania champion, a retired professional athlete, and also we know him as a motivational speaker. We love hearing him speak, and he's just all around amazing. And of course, he's one of my man crushes, right? We all love him. So I just really wanted to find out if you can just tell a little bit about yourself, a little bit about how you got involved with Isagenix, and how you incorporate it as an athlete through your daily life, and we can go from there.
Awesome. Well, Susie, thank you so much for having me on your call. And what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a fantastic week so far. It's Motivation Monday, right? So we get fired up and ready to rock and roll. So actually before Isagenix, I was a retired football player. I had blown out my knee. And it was very devastating for me, but you know what? I've always had a fallback plan. You know, I was in computer engineering. That's what I graduated from college with. I used my education to really spearhead the backup plan, but I never planned to do that. I planned on going into the Hall of Fame in the NFL, but the Lord had a different plan for me. And my brother introduced this to me. He came to me and said, you know, I found what we're going to do for the rest of our life. And I thought it was crazy. You know, I was just going to stick to my computers and that was going to be it. But, you know, he kept on me and he was just saying, hey, listen, just use the products. Elijah, hold on a second, honey. Excuse me. You know, he just said, hey, just use the products and, you know, let's give it a shot. And
Hi,
Elijah. And so, you know, I told him, I said, you know what, I'm just going to use the products. I don't want anything to do with the business. I'm just going to focus on the products. I'm all set for work. I'm good. And he goes, all right. And so we went ahead and started using the products. I got dared to do a fitness competition by our friend Kathy Savage. And she trains athletes all over the world. And, you know, she dared me to do a show. And I told her that she was crazy. I said, I'm not going to stand on stage naked. That's not my thing. You know, I'm a football player. And, you know, that's not something I'm interested in doing. And she goes, well, figure it out. You got 12 weeks. And so I went ahead and I took on the challenge. I said, let's do it. And in 2013, I became the New England Fitness Champion. And I used the products the whole time, had a phenomenal transformation. I lost 16% body fat, put on 14 pounds of muscle. And I found a new passion for fitness. You know, before it was all about performance and now it was actually getting on stage and be a testament of health. And so I continued to understand what I had as a vehicle. You know, in Isagenix. So I went out to Celebration for the first time and understood exactly the culture. And I fell in love with it from jump because really, you know, I've always been a servant leader. I've always been a motivator of others. And I just love helping people, especially when I was playing football. You know, I liked working with kids and signing autographs. And, you know, it was just, you know, rewarding knowing that, you know, maybe one day I'll help them to push through an obstacle or a challenge. And so, you know, I decided to say, all right, I'll give Isagenix a shot. I shared it with a few friends and, you know, started getting out there and understanding what this really meant. And as I just became more and more understanding of this vehicle and how powerful it could be, it really took me in. And I got so excited. I became an IsaBody finalist in 2013. I won a cruise from my wife and I, a 7-day cruise and a free trip to Vegas and Celebration. And I won about $15,000 in cash and prizes. And it was life-changing. You know, because it was really eye-opening to see a company that would be willing to pay me in cash and prizes for something I was going to do anyways, and it was just become as healthy as I possibly could. And so then 2014, I decided to do it full-time and just really understood that becoming a professional network marketer had a lot more to do than just products and sales and saying the right things. It had to come from the heart. It had to come from intention and helping others to solve problems. And so I started to really understand that this vehicle is a lot more than just, you know, nutrition. It's about people coming together and helping each other and becoming more. And I started getting into, more motivation, doing little things on videos and YouTubes and, just sharing my thoughts and my experiences. I'm no better than anyone else. I just experience things and I share them. And I hope that it unlocks something that maybe a challenge in someone's life so that they can, overcome what they're going through, maybe shorten the learning curve, whatever it may be. But, I'm a man of God. I put the Lord in the middle of everything I do. And I think that our life is really about sharing experiences, going through things and sharing it with others so that, they can know it's possible. Because not everybody can do what everybody does, but everybody can share what they do, hoping that it would inspire and help someone get through whatever they're going through. So, Isogenics has been huge to my family. Both my kids, they use the shakes and the program, and my wife. And, we've really adopted it to be our foundation nutritionally, but really future-wise, my vision of building this business for my grandchildren, and my great-grandchildren is really what drives me. And so every day I wake up with the intention on, building a business of solid foundation financially for my family, for my kids' kids, and the kids' kids, and
Yeah.
and all beyond that. And so I'm excited. This is a one-team movement, and we all need each other. And so whether or not we're financially connected or not, doesn't matter. We are Isogenics as one team, and we need to be able to support each other and to grow, because there's no way we can conquer the problems health-wise or financially, independently. And so we've come together as a team, and I love that the Cougars and everybody in corporate has really pushed that. Because I've never been in network marketing before, but I tell you what, I'm sure it's not like this. And so I'm happy that we're here at Isogenics, and I'm so happy to be on your team call.
Awesome. So anybody who has any questions, I ask you guys to put it in the chat, because we want to record this and share this with everybody else on the team and not have so many distractions and have anybody else. But so how do you incorporate the Isogenics products as an athlete? You use them just the same way as everybody else does?
Well, yeah, actually I started out the program as a 30-day system, fat burning, cleansing. I did the 9-day system. Well, I did a 30-day system, but I did the 2 cleanse days, the 5 shake days, 2 cleanse days. And in preparation for my show, I followed it to a T, and I did it for 12 weeks, 3 months back to back. And I worked my butt off in the gym. And what happened was it just fueled my body, and it took me to a new level. And so once I got out of the fat burning, I got down from 24% body fat down to 8% body fat. Wow. And once I crushed that show, it was like, wow. And so I turned it up. I started to understand, that I needed to eat more to put on more muscle. And so instead of replacing my shakes with meals, I just started drinking more shakes. And so I got up to about 5 shakes a day and in 2 meals. And so I do 2 Isoline Pro shakes, 3 Isopro, just 2 scoops of Isopro. I do the greens, and so that's really my shakes. And then I do 2 whole food meals, which consist of about 10 to 12 ounces of chicken, a ton of greens, veggies, and then I'll throw in maybe some lean meat here and there. But the majority of my nutrition is Isogenics, just because of the fuel. It makes me feel good. I recover fast, and I just know that I'm putting the best in my body. And then when I push myself in the gym, I see the results. And so I just use it. And then when I share it with others, again, it's about what they want to accomplish. So what works for me may not work for someone else, but I know that if they start off with the basics, their body's going to get back into tune. And as they want to put on more muscle, they want to get more, more weight on, then I'm just going to incorporate more Isogenics. That's just how it works. And I help them to complement that with food and the shakes and things like that.
So, let's just say I wanted to approach my gym or my personal trainer. I have somebody here who asked the question, how's the best way to speak to somebody in a muscle building competition arena? Do you have any tips for that?
Oh, absolutely. Ask them, would they like to monetize their fitness? Because in the muscle building world, there's no money getting paid, not in all natural shows. You get a trophy. You've accomplished a lot, you pushed through, but there's no prize or there's no cash award. And so a lot of times these athletes pay a lot of money, to compete in these natural shows, and they don't get a chance to monetize it, unless they have something for sale. And a lot of them are just more apparel and things like that. And so, I just asked that question, would they like to monetize their fitness? And they would say, well, what do you mean? And then I go right to Eric Worre, if I shared some information with you, would you review it? And I keep it simple. I let the tools do the talking, and I ask questions. I treat athletes and non-athletes exactly the same. Everybody's people. And the key here, even with gym owners, is that you have to work with them individually. You know, you can't be the one to tell them, oh, I know what's good for your gym, because a lot of times they're gonna be like, well, who are you to tell me what's good for my clients? You know, if they become passionate about what they're eating, they're gonna share it, right? So eat it, love it, share it. And so you have to use that method, work with them individually. And then, you know, they may come up with the idea, which you already know they're going to, and say, hey, actually, I wanna use this with my clients. What do you recommend? If I would you, done deal. So, you know, don't change it and just because they're a professional athlete or because they're a gym owner or athlete, it doesn't matter. We have something that they don't know about, they need to know about it and educate them.
Can you read the question, Aaron, that's on the chat from Jennifer Cavallo? She has a guy that's on the SWAT team and he's busy from 4:30 to 9. Should he use these as a supplement as well?
I have a guy on the SWAT team. He is busy from 4:30 to 9 p.m. Should he use these supplements as well? Trying to figure out how to apply this program to a guy who needs weight loss, but also needs calories. Oh, this is a great question. All right. So, you know, in regards to caloric intake, the body doesn't know the difference between, you know, what's good calories and what's bad calories. That's the only thing it cares about. And so when it comes to isogenics, you know, they're getting a ton of nutrition, right? And so when the body's hungry, it wants minerals, it wants vitamins, it wants healthy fats, it wants protein, it wants branched chain amino acids, it wants nutrition, you know? And so when I talk to a lot of people, you know, the first thing is like, oh my gosh, if I cleanse, I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to lose muscle. Well, no, you know, look at the scientific studies. You know, people were putting on lean muscle mass while burning fat. And so, you know, I love the fact that we have a lot of studies and a lot of things that explain why isogenics does what isogenics does. And so just share that with them. You know, go on the Team Isogenics website under the blog or isogenicshealth.net and find, you know, the muscle building articles and share it with them. And say, hey, listen, I'm recommending this because I know it works. I mean, just show them the new studies, you know, from Dr. Arciero from New Year's Kickoff. I mean, it says 14%, right? No, let's say 14 times more lower body strength. You know, 3 times more upper body strength. I mean, it's ridiculous. And so, you know, if they're doing shakes now, tell them to swap them out with something better. You know, if they're doing pre-workouts, swap it out with something better. Encourage them to give it a shot. I mean, you have nothing to lose, but I tell you what, they have everything to gain and they'll thank you for it. And so, you know, have the posture that, like I said, if you have something, share it and find an article or something that you know would resonate with them and share it.
Wow, that's awesome, awesome information. I know a lot of us have approached athletes or personal trainers, and sometimes, you know, I just typically treat them as any other person. So, you know, you don't need to have all of the information, but it's great to hear from a professional athlete like yourself, you know, about the products and how you use them and how you've cut your body fat down too, because I'm sure you've had so many other products that were given to you or told by trainers or gyms to use, and you found that this has been the best product that you've put into your body.
Oh, hands down. I mean, you know, I've always been a nutrition guy. I've always been a supplement guy. You know, it was just something that was just natural, you know, always in the locker rooms. You know, I've never done anything artificial in regards to any steroids or anything like that. I've always been about food. You know, I would use protein shakes and protein. I understood it. But yeah, I mean, once they really released the Pro line and the Amp line, I was so excited. You know, because I was still using, you know, other pre-workouts, you know, before Amped, you know, because I had to use something. But I hated the fact that it had artificial ingredients in it, you know, so I would cleanse, you know what I mean? And I would know that I had a balancing act. But once Amped was released, I was so excited because now I no longer had a compromised product. I had everything I needed, you know, and now it was just get to work, you know. And so, you know, Isogenics has really helped me and so many athletes. I mean, I have a lot of professional athletes on the program, you know, in the NFL and the CFL and overseas. And, you know, it's really cool, you know, to be able to offer something to someone that really cares about their health, not just because it has money attached to an endorsement or a sponsorship, because we're not sponsored by Isogenics. We're not endorsed by Isogenics. You know, all of us that are professionals in our field of athletics, you know, we use Isogenics because we love the product. We love it and we share it because we love it. And because it has a nice business attached to it for sharing and helping others, I mean, shoot, that's my children's future. And so, you know, I know sports is limited, but this is abundant. You know, I can do it from the comfort of my home and I can do it as much as I want. And I like that. And it doesn't hurt as much as playing on the football field, which I love, but this is just much more rewarding.
Love that. Love that. Anybody else really quick want to ask Aaron a question before I just go into, Aaron, how I stumbled upon you is I used to go on Facebook and I used to see this Monday Mr. Motivation video, and it used to be wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. And that's what really, I used to say, who's this crazy dude in his car, selfie video camming before anybody else ever did live video? You were like the first person. I remember I started Isogenics. It's almost going to be 6 years in August, 5.5 years ago. We probably started around the same time. And I just remember watching you and your brother in the beginning. Both of you were in the car doing the video. Then it was just you yourself. And your name was Mr. Motivation. So maybe you can give us a little bit of Monday motivation on here tonight.
I would love to. So a little story about that video or those videos. Is, one day I was just down and out. I had a lot going on. My wife and I had just had our first child, and it was rough. I mean, he was just very, very, he was just a baby, you know what I mean? It was our first go around. And so we were exhausted and we had a lot going on, and, he was two at the time. And I remember just leaving the house, going out into my car and just sitting there. And I was just saying a prayer, and I said, Lord, I said, this is a lot. This is a lot going on. And I was doing my computer job, and, I just got out of knee surgery, and it was really crazy. And so I sat there, and I had this voice in my soul that just said, do a video. And I was like, do a video? I'm like, what? And I'm like, all right. I'm very obedient, when it comes to the Lord, and I do my best, to follow his path. And so I took my phone out and did a video. So then I had this voice tell me, put it on Facebook. And I'm like, what? I said, I am not about to put this on Facebook. I said, I don't want to show vulnerability. I'm the tough guy. I'm unbeatable. I'm indestructible. And it got louder. It said, put it on Facebook. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, all right. So I posted it on Facebook, and I was just so like, it wasn't embarrassed. It was just like, I don't know. It just felt like now it was known that, I was not indestructible, that I was real. And, because, as a football player, you're never to show weakness, right? And you always want to be tough. And so that kind of was ingrained in my soul since 9 years old, you know what I mean? To always be strong. And so when I put that video out there, I was just saying, all right, well, whatever happens. And within about, I would say 5 to 10 minutes, I had multiple messages coming to me, thanking me, saying, oh my gosh, I felt the same way yesterday. And oh my gosh, thank you so much for showing that, others have this feeling too. And, all of a sudden I felt this freedom. I felt this release of pressure. And, that's kind of how they were born, and I just kept doing them every day. And, at first it was just very calm and relaxed, and I would just talk. And I go back to some of those videos sometimes and I listen to them. It's so funny. I'm just like, hi guys, and I'm just talking. And then I just started putting little themes on it. I mean, nothing scripted, straight from my heart when I do them. And, I just started, Motivation Monday. So that would kind of give myself a subject matter, or Take Action Tuesday, or Work Wednesday, and, Thirsty Thursdays, or, Transformation Thursdays, and, on Friday, Fantastic Friday, whatever, just to kind of keep my mind, in focus. And I saw that message. Yeah, sometimes I had the kids in the car. And so, they would go crazy. It's just fun, and it just really helped me to not only just humble myself, but just kind of come back to earth, and let people know that, I need help just as like everybody else, and that I'm real, and that, vulnerability is not a bad thing. And so, I started doing that, and I just started to feel so much reward, just by helping others, and knowing that, not only they felt that they weren't alone, but I felt like I wasn't alone, which was cool. And so as regards to motivation, we have something very special here. And, yesterday I was talking to my team, and, the thought of fear always comes up. The fear of sharing this vehicle, or the fear of talking to an athlete, or going and, calling Barack Obama or whoever and saying, hey, listen, I got an amazing program I would love to have you take a look at and give me, some feedback on. And what I can say about that fear is really coming from yourself. And so I saw this video, and it said something that was so profound. It said, marry the perfect process and divorce the outcome. And when I understood that entirely, I was so excited, because I realized, I said, you know what, the only fear is you looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, you know what, it's about me. And once you remove yourself from the outcome, there is no more fear. It goes away. It becomes a gift. And when you can come to terms with that, and when you can be a gift leader, right, and gift giver, there's no disappointment. It's guaranteed, right? Bartering, I do this for you, you do this for me, is a 50% disappointment, whereas gift is 100% satisfaction. And so gift, and you can tell yourself, or you can tell the person you're introducing to say, listen, I can care less if you say yes to the product. I can care less if you say yes to the opportunity, but I am obligated, man, because this has changed my life, to share this with you so that you can make a choice whether it's for you or not. Not because of me making a predetermined decision whether or not you're more successful than I am, or whether or not you're all set with weight loss, or whether you're all set with the supplements you use. No, you know what? I know something that you have to know about, and I have to give you the opportunity to choose. And so release that fear. Release looking at yourself in the mirror and keeping it about you, because it's not. Now that we're here and we've all tried the products, or been introduced to the products, or been introduced to the culture of Isogenics, now is no more ignorance, right? We know better. And so remove yourself from the outcome. Get out there and share this thing, because honestly, there's somebody on their knees right now begging for an answer, begging for some choice, and you have a choice. You have a choice, and you can give them this gift and let them decide. And then, just then, you can feel free knowing that you did all you could to help somebody become their best. And so I hope that, guys, it helps you guys, because we should never be fearful of giving gifts. And I love you all. And, we all are on one mission, and that's to help people to become their best, no matter what age, no matter where they are in life. We don't judge, we just support.
Thank you so much, Aaron. I appreciate you. Aaron doesn't get paid, or he's not financially linked to me, but he was so willing and eager to help out our team and get on the call tonight. And, he knows I have his back. I would do anything for him as well. We love you. We were so inspired by you, and just keep up what you're doing, because we are inspired by watching you grow. And we look forward to seeing you at ICU when you come to Jersey. And
Yes.
Let's take a picture, guys, so we can post it, everybody. Saya. Got it?
I don't know.
Team Isogenics.
Team Isogenics. We love you, Aaron.
Come on.
Well, he got it on the top of the Team Isogenics. Thank you again, and I appreciate everybody. We'll be recording this call, so I'll put it out to the team. And have a great night, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening.
And you're not only
And I
Susie's
hope
man
you-
crush.